Hey guys, welcome to TPG'S World. It's the 6th of December 2017. Goodness gracious, it's been a long day. It's like 7 o'clock and I'm just now sitting down to make this video. But keeping in tradition of the Christmas spirit, I said I was going to try to get in Christmas spirit. I realized something last night. Will and Grace made a Christmas episode. It came on last night and I watched it today and I was so excited. And so I get to review it for you. And I'm so excited that it was back and it was absolutely funny. So I'm going to go ahead and do a review. Now, the first thing I want to say about this episode is me and my roommate both agreed that it's probably one of the dirtiest ones that they've done in a long time. It was a lot of really dirty references in this one, but it basically starts out with Grace and Will are at a restaurant and they want to get a table and it's Christmas Eve and the guy tells them it's going to be a while, and so they're talking back and forth, and Will's just kind of like, I'm done with Christmas, let's just go home, I'm done. And Karen and Jack show up, and Jack has on a full-length fur coat to the ground, a faux fur as he calls it, and Karen's like, sorry we're late, we were doing our gift exchange. And Jack shows the coat and Will's like, excuse me Jack, but it's 66 outside. And he goes, and Jack says, so it's gonna snow. Karen told me it was gonna snow, rich people don't lie. And I thought it was a great line. And Karen's like, I think we both have different interpretations of snow. And I just lost it. So they are told that their table's going to take a while. And so they just get mad and they leave. And the next scene, before they leave, Will is like, forget Christmas. I'm done with it. It's just a holiday for spoiled rich kids. Santa's just another old man, another old perv that disappoints people all their life. He's like, I'm done. I'm leaving. So they leave. And the next scene, you see Grace and Karen, and they're inside this like immigration tourist place. It's like a museum type thing. And Grace has to pee real bad. And the guy tells them that they can only pee if they're customers. So Will is like, fine, I'll buy this book and then she can pee. So then the guy's like, well, actually you have to take the tour. So they're like, fine, we'll take the damn tour, let's just do it. So they take the tour, Grace goes to pee. Well, when they go into the tour and they open the door, it turns to like black and white. And you see Karen, who's now Carolyn, and she's an Irish immigrant with this really funny Irish accent. It's just like 9 children. So she's talking about, Christmas, and she comes out with a baby, and she's been drinking, and the kids ask her when she's going to name the baby, and she's like, well, if the baby survives the winter, we'll give the baby a name. If not, we're just going to call it Baby. And she gives the kids their Christmas presents, and it's onions. And then there's a knock at the door, and she goes to the door, and it's a sailor played by Jack, and his name is John Patrick. And so he comes in and he says he's going to rent a room from her and all this kind of stuff. And so she's like, okay, whatever, and so they start talking about Christmas and blah blah blah. The next thing you hear is another knock at the door, and the kids hide in the closet because Caroline doesn't want them to be seen, so she hides them in the closet. And it's Will, and he plays a character named Billionaire, and he's like this billionaire rich guy in the 1800s, because all this part is now set in the 1800s. And he tells her that she has to pay her rent or she's evicted. Even though it's Christmas, he doesn't care. He wants her out. So he notices Jack, who has now taken off his jacket, or John Patrick we should say, is taking off his jacket, and he starts flirting a little bit, talking about how buff his arms are and how it is to be a sailor and all this kind of stuff, and he leaves. So he goes home to his wife, played by Grace, and her name is Fanny, and she comes in this really elaborate, over-the-top outfit, which is very typical for Grace to wear, and she's eating something, and this was probably one of my favorite parts of it. He says, what are you eating? And she says, I'm eating these new cookies that are invented. They're 2 chocolate wafers with white stuff in the middle. They're called Oreos. Y'all, I lost it. Oreos. So she bites into them, and she asks him if he wants one. He tells her no. He can't barely fit into his outfit now. He's not going to eat no Oreos. So he tells her that he's going, he's going. She asks him then. She says, I've got an idea. I want to go to work. And he looks at her kind of funny, and she says, I've decided that I want to design people's homes. I want to call myself an in-the-home decorator. And he's like, absolutely not. You cannot get a job. A woman is to support her man. And she says, and share his bed. And he says, oh, of course not. Not share my bed. I didn't say that. Every couple's different. No. So he tells her he's going to evict his family. She says no. He said yes, and then he starts saying, poor sailor, I'm so sad about this sailor. He's going to be homeless, standing out in the street, rubbing himself for pure pleasure. And while he's saying this, he's kind of rubbing the stick up and down. And she's like, would you please stop rubbing that stick? You've already rang your goose earlier, which I thought was really cute. So then he leaves, and she takes the Oreo, as she calls it, and she dips it in milk, and she eats it, and she just has this wonderful look on her face like she invented Oreos and milk. Sorry, Oreos and milk. So she says, well, I'm coming with you. So she goes with her husband. And the next scene, you see them show up at the house. I mean, she's got this whole elaborate outfit on, decked out. And in the meantime, while they're going, the sailor comes in and he tells Caroline, or Karen, that he has found out some information about Mr. Billionaire over here. He's found out that basically he's gay. And she says, oh, Lord, I was going to give him my body. He says, well, he won't be interested. He says, however, I might can help you. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I've slept with men before. I am a sailor, and on the boat we do that a lot. We tend to throw our line on the same side of the fence on the boat. There's no women. So she's like, oh, my God. So he shows up, and he's telling her a story, and in walks Will and Grace, their characters, and they are just really funny. And Grace has this big hat on, very period pieces. The costumes were amazing. They were very much the 1800s. They looked fabulous costumes. And so Will tells him he's kicking him out and everything, and so he stomps his foot, and then Karen jumps against the door, and she's like, no, you have to defend my honor. You insulted my honor. He said, how? She said, you don't stomp your foot in an Irish woman's home. That's against it. You two guys have to take it out in the hallway like men. He's like, I will not. And Jack takes off his jacket, and he sees his arms all buffed up, and he says, yes, we'll take it out in the hallway. So they stay. So the two women stay inside, and the two men go outside. And Karen, of course, being Karen, or Caroline, she's like, girl, what is this with this outfit? No wonder your man, what is this? And she's like, oh, whatever. We had children, and I couldn't have children. She's like, I see this. It's probably what you're wearing. What is it? And she says, 1700's called. They want the drapes back, honey. You need to get rid of that. And so then Grace starts talking to Karen about how Fanny starts talking to Carolyn about how they're women and they should stick together and being immigrants and how hard it is in that time period and all this kind of stuff. And then they hear all this stuff out in the hall. You hear Will going, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. And Fanny says, what's wrong? Are they praying? And Caroline says, well, someone's on their knees, I assure you. And after that, the two guys come in, and like their pants are undone and their hair is all messed up, and Will's like, oh, I'm no longer evicting you, you can stay, and ... And Karen comes over, she's like, oh, this is wonderful, and she turns to Fanny, and she says, I'm going to name my baby after you. What is your first name? And she says, it's Fanny. And she said, oh, well, what's your middle name? And then it flashes back to the modern day, and you find, and they're all leaving, and you find out what happened to these characters, and then they all go outside, and it starts to snow, and Jack is like, see, I told you Karen wasn't wrong, she doesn't lie. And then Grace, they all hug, and they're like, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And then Grace starts to sing. Grace starts to sing, and everybody's like, oh my God, I gotta leave, and they're all leaving, and they just leave her here singing this horrible song. And then it flashes to Judy Garland's version of the song she's singing, which is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which is one of my favorite songs, and you see all the bloopers. But anyway, it was a cute little episode. It was a great little Christmas episode. Look, guys, here's my co-hostess, Miss Waffles here. It was a cute little episode. It was really dirty, which was not unusual Will and Grace, I should say, but it was, of the season so far, of the new startup of the season, it was definitely the dirtiest episode. But it was funny, it was heartwarming, it was cute, it was a cute little Christmas episode. So yeah, I really liked it, so I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. It's probably available on DirecTV or whatever. But it was called A Gay Old Christmas, and I'm so glad Will and Grace is back. I love that show, as you guys know. So it kept me in the Christmas spirit. So see, something every day is keeping me in the Christmas spirit. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching my Will and Grace review. As they keep showing episodes of Will and Grace, I will be reviewing it. I got a few more things I'm going to review also. So stay tuned. There's a lot more coming to TPG's world. Remember, hating is a disease, and some folks need to get well soon. Bye. Peace out. All right. Be merry and bright. All right. Bye.